Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're skipping the usual agenda because we've got something absolutely incredible to unpack. We are jumping right into episode 10 of the Satoshi journey. And trust me, this specific narrative is going to completely change how you look at the cash sitting in your wallet right now.
So I want you to really think about something for a second. What if your money was secretly stealing your time? Sounds literally like the plot of a high-stakes sci-fi thriller, doesn't it? But what we're looking at today is how this is actually a real-world, everyday mystery that affects every single one of us. Think about it. We work, we trade our precious hours and days for currency, and we just kind of assume that currency holds the value of our time. But what's actually happening behind the scenes? Well, this is the exact economic puzzle our main character, Satoshi, is trying to expose to a younger generation.
To really get a grip on this, let's step right into the opening scene. Satoshi is getting ready to pull back the curtain on the global financial system. With just a snap of his fingers, his AI companion, BitDraw, transforms from this dormant, glowing hundred-sided dice into a literal robotic dragon. It's awesome. Satoshi uses this advanced companion to bypass top-tier security firewalls, and he hacks directly into the highly classified security cameras of a central bank's money printing room, whether that's the Federal Reserve or the Bank of Thailand. He wants to show his young niece, Elisa, exactly what is going down behind closed doors.
Suddenly, a massive holographic feed projects right into the room, and the scene they're looking at is just complete chaos. They are staring directly into a central bank's printing facility, and what do they see? The infinite money printer. These physical and digital machines are spinning endlessly, completely out of control. It's just a blur of relentless, non-stop currency creation. There's no physical backing, no natural limit, just a constant, frantic pressing of the print button.
And over the deafening hum of all these machines, you hear an official desperately shouting, "Sir, the economy is slowing down. We need to inject another $500 billion in liquidity." Just think about that for a second. $500 billion, just created right out of thin air, all under the banner of quantitative easing. They're basically trying to fix a slowing machine by just pouring an infinite amount of paper right into it. It's a temporary patch that completely ignores the massive long-term damage it causes.
As Elisa watches this frantic $500 billion injection in absolute disbelief, Satoshi turns to her. His eyes are calm because he actually understands the grim reality of the math here. He tells her, "Look at them, stealing the people's lifetime through something called inflation without the people knowing." And guys, this is the absolute core theme of our explainer today. See, inflation isn't just numbers on a chart or prices going up at the grocery store. When money is printed infinitely like that, the value of the money you've already worked so hard for just plummets. You traded your unrecoverable lifetime for that money, and now its purchasing power is being invisibly siphoned away. It is literally a hidden, silent tax on human time. Which naturally leads us to the most important question of all. Elisa, speaking for pretty much all of us here, voices this perfectly relatable skepticism. She asks, how do we fight back? If they can just print more, we lose. And honestly, she hits the nail right on the head. How can everyday people possibly win a game where the opponent literally has an infinite supply of ammunition? Imagine playing Monopoly, but the banker can just write new bills on napkins whenever they want. You absolutely cannot win.
But Satoshi's answer is profound in its simplicity. He looks at her and says, "We don't fight, we just step out of their game." You see, you can't beat a rigged system by playing by its rules. The only way to win is to stop playing entirely and choose a different board. He isn't out here advocating for violence or protests. He's advocating for a quiet, absolute exit from the very system that's draining their time. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact mechanism of that exit. Satoshi pulls out his phone and opens an app. Now, on one side of the equation, you have what we literally just saw in the hologram: infinite, chaotic money printing controlled by panicked officials. But on the other side, Satoshi shows her something called a halving countdown. He explains that while these central bankers are desperately mashing the print button to create more supply, his system is doing the exact opposite. Every few years, the system automatically cuts the creation of new supply in half. It's predictable, it's transparent, and it is completely automated.
This brings us to a really foundational concept: mathematical scarcity. Satoshi explains to Elisa that, unlike fiat currency, this system gets progressively harder to produce over time until the new supply eventually hits exactly zero. There will only ever be a fixed amount, in this case 21 million. And the most beautiful part of the whole thing? It cannot be cheated by anyone. Not by a central bank, not by an army, not even by Satoshi himself. It's the ultimate, flawlessly fair system, governed entirely by incorruptible mathematics rather than human panic. Okay, let's dive into this next part, because grand macroeconomic theories about holograms and algorithms are super interesting, but you're probably wondering, how does this actually affect our daily lives? Well, the story seamlessly shifts from that high-stakes hacking scene into a very relatable micro-level setting, just a local coffee shop. It's time for the reality check. So Satoshi and Alisars is just sitting at a table. Suddenly, the waiter walks up and drops a new bill down. He apologizes and says, "Sorry, but they just announced a hike in oil prices. Your coffee is going up from 100 to 120 baht." Alisar is absolutely stunned. She's like, "What? I'm literally just sitting here drinking it, and the price went up?" Satoshi just smiles. He asks her if she finally sees the real-world effect of those money printers. Her local currency just got smaller, right there in the span of a single hour. But then, Satoshi opens his digital wallet. He shows her the exact same cup of coffee, but priced in Satoshi units, the mathematically scarce money. The price didn't go up. In fact, because the scarce money is hardening and gaining purchasing power against inflation, the coffee actually costs less in Satoshi units than it did before. It's mind-blowing.
The contrast here couldn't be starker. Satoshi takes his phone, tosses it across the table to Elisa, and delivers his final lesson for the day. He tells her to pay the bill, but he tells her to pay it with this harder money. He wants her to physically interact with a currency that actually respects her time, so she can stop losing out to a system designed to secretly tax her existence through inflation. It's this incredibly empowering moment of realization, taking back control by simply opting into a better, fairer math.
Which brings us right to the end of today's incredible explainer. We've seen exactly how infinite printing steals our time, and how mathematical scarcity offers us a real exit. But if we're going to step out of the game and trust a brand new system, how do we know we aren't just trading one lie for another, right? How can you actually be sure that this new system is as fair as it claims to be? Well, you shouldn't just trust it, you have to verify it. And that crucial concept of verifiability is exactly what we will unpack next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep asking those hard questions, and I will see you in episode 11.